welcome back to some State of Decay 2. As you can probably tell by the thumbnail and the title, this is going to be a lovely list video while I potter around in the background on State of Decay. Yes, the State of Decays. This is all improvised, I apologise. I have actually got a list of the things, so that's not improvised for once. I also want to say in advance before I start this, my fucking hay fever has just like buggered my nose this morning, so I'm fucked. I apologise if I start like going on a sneezing fit. I have a lot to edit at the moment, so I probably won't edit it out. Anyway, welcome. Let's kick it off. So, number one on our lovely list of things that I would like them to either patch into the game or release as DLC. You can make your own judgment as to which would be better. But more survivors. This is the one that I always bang on about. To anybody that talks to me about the game or in my series, I always say I wish I could have more people. Because State of Decay 1 let you have like 30 goddamn people. And it was a genuine challenge to try and survive. So I don't understand why State of Decay 2 takes... Well, I understand it because they've announced why. But at the same time, I don't get it because we're on the Xbox One now. Your game should be able to handle it. You should be able to. So the whole thing is you can only have 9 to 12. Like, 9 by default and then 12 by like a little exploit. And that's just not a lot. And yeah, it is sort of difficult, but that's kind of the point. The whole point is that it's difficult to survive. But people like myself, like I did with my State of Decay 1 series, we like building up people and gaining loads of people and having like a big community and stuff like that. And you can't do that with this game, because you can only have 9 to 12 people. And the reason behind it was that, you know, the game can't handle it. It's about balancing issues. If you were to have that many people, then there wouldn't be as many AI missions and stuff like that. And I'm not bashing on the game because I really like the game, and I'm not bashing on Undead Labs because they seem like really nice people. I've watched their streams and stuff, but that does seem like a really piss poor excuse. And I might get hated for saying that, but I'm being blunt about it. So that's number one. I'd recommend putting in like 15 to 20 people. Surely it can't offset it that much if you can get 12 anyway. Some people glitching it and getting like 13. So surely 15 to 20 isn't going to change it too much. Next on my list is new leaders. Now, I don't care whether this is patched in or added in as DLC. I'm fine with it being DLC. I don't mind spending money on this game if it supports it. It's a goddamn good game. But new leaders. There needs to be a couple more leader types in the game. For sure. You can't just, you know, play this game for like the next 4 or 5 years or however long it takes to make State of Decay 3 or whatever follow-up they're going to do with just 4 leader types. It's just... It's not good. Or give more bonuses to the characters or something like that, because at the moment there's just no... I don't know, there's no reward for it. It's just like, sure. Like, yeah, you could go into a new world with a bit of a bonus, but the game's piss easy, which we'll get onto. So yeah, new leaders would be nice. I don't know what I would suggest. Maybe like a scoundrel leader, or I don't know, a bandit leader. A bandit leader could be pretty cool. You know, stealing off of other people and stuff like that. A negotiator. I really don't know. But yeah, new leader types would be great. Next is one that I am predicting will be DLC, at least one, for sure, is a new map. Now, I'm not bored of the maps that we've got, and I like the maps that we've got, but it's been noticed that they're not very good maps. They're a bit barren and a bit bland and stuff like that. I can definitely see with the way that they've got it so that they're all free, like, they're in 3 separate locations. You've got a loading screen to all of them. So I can very easily see them putting in new maps via DLC. If I actually take a look at the map, there's like different points in which you could add in new maps. So on this map, there's like three exits, and I'm pretty certain you can only use 2. There's one there, and one up here. So I'm pretty certain you can only use 2 of those. So it seems to me that they're already planning to add a 3rd. Otherwise, why would you have the other one? Unless it's just, I don't know, shits and giggles, I suppose. But new maps, I don't really care what it is. Maybe a forest of some kind would be pretty cool. I don't care. I just, just a suggestion for some big DLC. I would price it at around a tenner. Considering the game was 20 to 30 pounds. I think it was like $30 to $40, depending on what you got. Yeah, I'd price it around like £8 maybe, which comes in at like $12, I think. I'd say that's okay for DLC, depending on what you get with it. But anyway, next one, as I run into a wall. Done to Jonathan Ross. My nose is running. Thank you, Hay Fever. The next one is new Survivor models. Now, I have noticed new models since the patch, so this is definitely something they can patch in. But just, like, models with longer hair. Because we're in a survival world. You've seen on shows like The Walking Dead, Rick's hair gets long as fuck, you get big bushy beards. You know, you've seen that some people just don't do it. So, you know, give us some fucking hipster man buns and shit. That's right, I'm supporting that into this game. Just anything would be nice. I have seen new clothing and stuff like that, but new face textures, you know, I don't think it's that difficult to do. You could probably just get a couple of default face textures that are already in and tweak them ever so lightly. And, you know, there you go. But like new clothings and stuff like that, I don't think that you should be able to customize characters. I did going into the game, but that's because I thought that there was going to be more models. If they put more models in, fair enough. If not, a customized character thing. Like maybe you get to actually build something at your base, kind of like Fallout Shelter, where you can edit your survivor or something like that. Next is more character leveling. So the character leveling goes through just a couple of stages. So you start off as a recruit, you move into citizen, and then you become a hero. You get bonuses depending on what your character, you know, what your character's traits are and stuff like that. And they're okay, but long term, you know, you're only going to survive like an in-game month, pretty much, before getting bored of this shit. So, I don't know, like, I'm not saying, you know, add in skill trees and a flamboyant perk system and stuff like that, but just a couple of other options. You know, maybe you can, I don't know, maybe after surviving so long with a survivor, like maybe if a survivor lasts a week, they get something extra, and then the next week they get something extra, stuff like that. Maybe like a prestige system where you can just keep on leveling up. You know, you've got the XP bar. There's an XP system in the game because there's one here for Jeffrey. He's almost a hero. So surely there's some sort of prestige thing that maybe they just keep on adding tiny little skills and tiny little level ups and stuff for that specific character. Something like that you can patch in. I don't think that would be suitable for DLC. I also think it's unlikely that they'd put that one in out of everything that I've actually got on my list. But yeah, I'd like to see that. Next, as I struggle through my hay fever, I'm sorry, I had to record. I just, you know, it needed to be done. I had the idea in my head of recording this video, and it's going to be done. But this is the biggest. The biggest? Is this the biggest? No, this is not the biggest. This is before the biggest. But this is different. Well, it sort of merges into two, really. So, the first thing is Blood Plague. Blood Plague is incredibly weak in this game. I've pretty much had to, like, force it upon my characters by taking the stipulation of a cure away. Which, you know, even then, it doesn't really make the game that much more difficult. Like, Blood hearts are difficult to take out, but you're not gonna die of blood plague per se. You're just gonna get absolutely murked by the fucking sheer amount of zombies. And I think it would be a lot better for blood plague to literally be like, oh shit, you've got blood plague, you've got like 15 minutes now to hurry the fuck back to your base, otherwise this person's gonna die. I like the whole thing that you can put the person into the infirmary and stuff like that, but the cure is so easy to come across. It's just a pointless feature for me. But yeah, I would definitely say either put an option so that you can play without it, like I already am. I've sort of just given up on that side of the game. Or just, you know, make it more severe, make it actually fucking dangerous. Like, oh shit, I've got blood plague, I need to get the fuck out of here and go home and get a cure. Rather than, oh, it's fine, I've got 3 hours to fuck around and do whatever the hell I want. But yeah, my next one merges into that a little bit, and it's just settings and difficulty and stuff like that, because the game is so easy. Like, the hordes are tiny. There needs to be, like, in the first game, if you came across a horde, you genuinely tried to avoid it, especially if you were on breakdown at, like, round 4 or 5. You genuinely tried to avoid hordes and stuff like that, because they were fucking dangerous. And you'd have, like, 6 or 7 of these sort of 10 zombie hordes attacking you at your base. It was insane. And it could get pretty fucking tense at some points, especially when specials got involved. Whereas in this game, hordes only consist of like 4 zombies, and they're the shittest thing. So I think that there should be difficulty settings and sliders and stuff in the options, so that you can decide on how big you want hordes to be, so you can decide how frequently specials spawn, so that you can actually tailor the game to be as difficult as you want. If you wanted to have it so that, you know, 4 hits is going to take you down, you should be able to. If you want to have it so that, you know, 20 hits can take you down, you should be able to. Because there's not really a learning curve or anything, it's literally just like, oh, you've learnt the basics, that's it, you now know how to play the game and not die. It's like there's no challenge to it, whereas the first one there was. So yeah. One of my big things is difficulty, right behind the survivor limit. This is definitely my number 2. My next one is game modes, which we already know is going to be DLC. We're getting a horde game mode, and I don't know how well that'll be. I don't know how it'll work. I'm going to assume that you literally just load into a world, pick a base, like have a set amount of time and materials to set it up, and then like you just keep on surviving and keep on upgrading and stuff like that, and survive as long as you can. It should be pretty good. I don't really see how they can fuck something like that up. But other game modes, I have a few ideas for some other game modes. What have I got written down? Breakdown. Bring back Breakdown, because it was good, and I thought that they might have used Breakdown in just the general campaign of this, and have it so that you've got tiers and tiers and tiers of like rounds and layers of zombies and stuff like that. But it seems like they're just gonna, you know, keep it pretty basic, and like they've dropped narrative and shit, and like storyline and what have you. So fuck those. But yeah, Breakdown would be great. Bring it back. And then we've got Survivor Year. Now this was a series that I tried doing on my channel, and I couldn't continue it. I only got like a week into it and only 2 days on camera because my game broke from the fucking 20GB update. It just would not load. I was on like a half an hour loading screen. But this list is not about bugs, because I do not care too much for them unless they are game breaking like that. But I think that there should be a game mode where you literally just have to survive a year, and it should get progressively harder and harder, like Breakdown, but once you hit that year, you win, and it's the end. You don't keep on going, you don't, you know, it should definitely be one of those hardcore challenges. But the thing is, you've got to keep it interesting and stuff, which is why I think that the difficulty should increase. I don't think that it should increase loads, but every single day it goes up by like 1 or 2% and gets 1 or 2% more difficult. I think Survivor Year would be really, really cool. It was my own idea to actually do that on the channel. I didn't steal it for once. I was just like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if I could survive a year? Yes. It's a shame the game broke and I couldn't. But yeah, some new game modes would be really, really cool. Next, we're on number 9. Oh shit, we're on 9. I might do a second video if I think of any more. But number 9 is heroes. Heroes were a really, really, really great thing in State of Decay 1. Especially, obviously, Breakdown, because you've got the challenges and stuff like that, so you could get them, and they were achievements, and that whole system was just great. Apart from the fact that you couldn't redo them. But it was good. It was a really, really good system, and it meant that you could start new games with unique heroes. They had unique looks. Some had like voice acting, like unique textures and clothing and stuff like that, and you don't have that with this game. Now, I've heard rumours that you can meet some of the people from the first game in this game. I don't know if that's true. Somebody should let me know, because if you can, that's pretty cool. If you can recruit them, also let me know. But heroes, I think, definitely should be in the game. You've got characters like Sasquatch, like Mayor, like Ed. I'm trying to think of more of them. You know, you've got like the Ritters and stuff like that. And I just think that it would be cool as heck to find these people out in the world again. It is a sequel after all, so it makes sense to carry some more people over other than having them on a goddamn radio. So yeah, I don't think that one needs explaining too much. I mean, it's self-explanatory in the form of if you've played the first one and you know what heroes are, then you know what I'm getting at. Now the last one is about bases, which is why I'm heading back to my base now. Now, I really, really like base building games, and this is way better than the first one. However, it's not difficult. There needs to be bigger attacks on bases. Bigger, just all-out assaults on bases. It's just like, there's no threat at all in this game. Bases are cool, and I think that, you know, it's good with the amount of slots you get. It's a challenge when it comes to resource management. That's like the only challenge in the game, is resource fucking management and deciding what to build and what not to build. Oh god, I don't know. I just want more facilities. I'm not saying more bases, because I think the bases we've got are good, but there just needs to be more options, basically, especially if they're going to put in new leaders and stuff like that. I definitely think that new base facilities would be great, or even if they were to keep the normal ones in and just add more upgrades. It's really not difficult anymore to come into somewhere like the container fort, build all the shit that you want, and, you know, just settle here. It's really not difficult. Maybe, you know, if they were to add in the difficulty settings, it would be difficult. But the way that we've got it, I would definitely say that there needs to be new facilities, more upgrades, maybe some retextures and stuff like that. So that depending on where you are, like what region you're in and stuff like that, things look different. Maybe if you've been attacked a fuck ton, you've got to, like, you know, maybe there's tears and stuff in the gazebos and shit like that that you've got to repair. Tiny little things, tiny little details that just, like, increase immersion and shit like that would be really, really great. I don't want this game to sort of, like, go into the quirky realm that Dead Rising? Yes, Dead Rising. For some reason, I thought it was called Rising Dead. I don't want it to fall into the quirky hole that Dead Rising fell into, sort of after the second game. Because for some reason they gave up on the sort of serious side of it. And I don't want that to happen to State of Decay. I think that State of Decay needs to keep with its immersion and keep with its sort of semi-realistic features and stuff like that. They just need tweaking and, you know, things that need making more difficult. So that was it. That was 10 things that I think that they should improve. This is all personal opinion. Through either glitches, through patches or DLC, stuff like that. I've got a couple of more ideas. I might make another video, depending on what else I can think of. But yeah, that was it. I'm going to go now chop my nose off and shove it up my backside, because I hate hay fever. And I hope you liked it. Please do give it a thumbs up if you did. If you've got any suggestions yourself, or if you support or you don't support some of my ideas, go ahead and comment it below. And feel free to subscribe for some more State of Decay 2 content, until I inevitably milk this bastard clean of everything that I can. And I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.